Hello and welcome back to the King James Bible Sunday School channel on YouTube and Rumble, and to our day-by-day devotional coming from the Call to Glory publication this year, going through this Call to Glory publication. And you can look it up that way online. Call to Glory publication is from New Testament Baptist Church of East Hartford, Connecticut. Dr. Michael P. Stoddard is the editor, and then Rob Tenyo managing editor, and it's got some other information there. But you can find it, like I said, CGT publication, Call to Glory Publications, or publication.com, CTG publication.com. But anyway, today is July the 7th, 2026. July 7th, 2026. And the devotion is going to come from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28 through 31. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28 through 31. And before we go into the devotion itself, we're going to look at our daily Bible reading schedules. First, our yearly schedule. This comes from the devotion, has its own reading schedule through the Bible. And today's reading is going to be Job chapters 35, 36, and 37, and Acts chapter 14. Job chapters 35, 36, and 37, and Acts chapter 14. Tomorrow will be Job chapters 38 and 39, Acts chapter 15, verse 1 through 21. That's Job chapters 38 and 39, and Acts chapter 15, verse 1 through 21. All right, and then we have our 5 ribbon marker systems, and we've been going through that from at some point I introduced it, trying to get through it in a year's time, so it's kind of widespread, but to get through the Bible in a year is a good thing, so I do recommend doing it. But the reading for it is this. It's from David Daniels' marker system, where he has them, and that is Judges, finish up chapter 10, a quarter of chapter 11, about half of Psalm 90, about half of Lamentations 4, finish up Luke 15, and about 2/3 of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. Then tomorrow you finish up Judges chapter 11, Psalm 90 and half of 91. Lamentations finish up chapter 4 and about 4/5, most of chapter 5. Then about a third of Luke 16. And finish up 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and about 1/7 of chapter 5. And then we have our marker system a little bit modified to go through this 6 months. And today's reading is going to be Genesis chapter 8, verse 15 through 22, chapter 9, Joshua chapter 7, verse 16 through 26, chapter 8, verse 1 through 8, Isaiah chapter 9, and chapter 10, verse 1 through 4, and 1 Chronicles chapter 5, and chapter 6, verse 1 through 30, and then Matthew chapter 10. Again, Genesis chapter 8, verses 15 through 22, and chapter 9, Joshua chapter 7, verse 16 through 26, then chapter 8, verse 1 through 8, Isaiah chapters 9, and then chapter 10, verse 1 through 4, 1 Chronicles chapters 5, and then chapter 6, verse 1 through 30, and Matthew chapter 10. Then tomorrow will be Genesis chapter 10, Joshua chapter 8, verses 9 through 35, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5 through 34, 1 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 31 through 81, and Matthew chapter 11. And Genesis chapter 10, and Joshua chapter 8, verse 9 through 35, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5 through 34, 1 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 31 through 81, and Matthew chapter 11. Then our 3-month system through the New Testament books that we didn't read last 3 months. Today's reading is Revelation, chapters 18, 19, and 20. And again, Revelation 18, 19, and 20. And tomorrow we'll finish up Revelation with chapters 21 and 22. Revelation chapters 21 and 22. And now back to the devotion. And Isaiah chapter 40, we'll read verse 29 from here. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Title is Muhammad Ali's Strength. Muhammad Ali's Strength. Pastor James Johnson, North Stone Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida. James Johnson is Johnsson. James Johnson. North Stone. I'm trying to remember. I got in contact with one of the churches over there, and I don't remember. I think it was this one, but I just don't quite remember. Anyway, title again: Muhammad Ali's Strength. Money in the bank, connections to influential people, or academic achievement can make us feel strong, but unfortunately, all of that is fleeting. Isaiah 40, verse 29 indicates that God only gives spiritual strength to those that know they're weak. Muhammad Ali, the famous boxing champion, was about to fly on a commercial airplane when the stewardess asked all the passengers to be seated and buckle their seatbelts. Ali said to the stewardess, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Superman, and Superman doesn't need a seatbelt." The stewardess replied, "Well, Superman doesn't need a plane either. Now sit down and buckle your seatbelt." The application for us that we're not as strong. The application for us is that we're not as strong as we think we are. It was divided by a picture. Didn't catch it. Uh, the application for us is that we are not as strong as we think we are. We need God. We need to know Him and walk with Him. Our sinful flesh has a propensity to pursue independence and walk in our strength, our own strength. Oh, the vanity of such a thing. Instead, pursue a heart disposition of complete dependence on God. We don't breathe our next breath without His sustenance. We don't walk another step, without His allowance. The Lord taught Paul the apostle this truth when he said, "My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. Recognize your weakness and call upon God humbly for His strength. His strength can help us face the deepest trials and conquer the surliest foes. Make a daily habit of asking Him for a liberal dose of His lasting strength. All right, this is the reading for today, and I will leave that to your meditation and thoughts and all of it. Tomorrow's devotion's coming from John chapter 4, verse 11, John 4:11. And, of course, I want to leave you, hopefully, being an encouragement to you in reading the Word of God, spending time in devotion with Christ, praying, living for Christ. But mostly, again, my thing, while I let other people emphasize what they emphasize, get in the Word of God, believe the Word of God, trust the Word of God, stay with the Word of God regardless of what men say. And we'll see you again tomorrow for another day-by-day devotional.